On that. No sound. Johnny Scoble says 5 by 5. Thank you. No sound. Johnny, thanks. You're killing it.
There you are.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Are we sure?
Yes.
All right. 5 by 5. There we go. Jeremy Fowler, good to see you. Shane, what's happening? Jane Aldridge, good to see ya. Kristen Melinda, what's happening, Kristen Melinda? I'm glad you're here. I really am. Jane Aldrich, good to see you. Glad you're here. Cindy G, what's up? Valerie 102, thank you. Pleasure to have you here. Thank you all for your kindness. You guys look fantastic. It's good to be back. It really is. I've missed the hell out of you guys, man. I sound like I'm in a can. Sammy Sue, you're going to have to deal with it. I sound like I'm in a can because the house that I'm in has 4 pieces of furniture in it. Let's just say that we haven't filled the joint out yet. You know what I'm saying? But on the bright side, this is not a recording. I am Tommy Scoble. It's good to be back. I'll go over a ton of stuff tonight. I just want to tell you what's going on with me. I got to be careful. Did you see that? I itched a nose. You got to be really careful when you do anything on YouTube these days. I want to tell you what's going on in my life. I want to tell you what's happening. I'm on the road. Everybody knows that if you've been paying attention. And I'm doing business for those that have been paying attention to the boat for a long time. You probably know what I'm doing. I'm working with a company that is going to be doing some stuff, buying my voice and buying, I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. But they're going to be taking some content from the things that we've done on the boat for a long time, and they're going to upload this thing into computers to help crank out AI models that are going to be able to help people, like picture calling into a hotline and talking to a computer instead of a human. If that computer could get to the point where they could do a decent job. Hey, Kestrel, good to see you. Glad you're here. Tommy Bird, what's up, my brother? Saguaro, good to see you, Saguaro. Glad you're here. B. Hendricks, good to see you. But it would be a beautiful idea if you could have rooms full of people that didn't have to go to sleep. You can't teach a computer emotion, but maybe you can teach a computer to fake or emulate emotion. And we're going to find out on the bright side whether or not their mission comes to fruition. It pays well. And that's going to give us an opportunity to do some cool stuff on the lifeboat in the upcoming days, which I'm excited about. We're going to do some very, very cool things. The Diddy trial will be coming up. I'm going to be there. It's something I definitely want to cover. I've still been following it, and I'll probably do a few updates. The problem is, folks, this takes a lot of time. It's absolutely amazing. Sorry. Sidetrack searching for a cigarette. Good to have you here. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, Spence has been killing it, keeping it together. I know nobody wants to watch reruns, but it gives an opportunity for the people who are the faithful on the boat to get together and hang out. And to me, that's kind of a big deal. So everybody's concerned. You guys have all sent a bunch of emails, and I'll keep it real, people. I don't know what you heard. I really don't. I know bits and pieces because there are people that called me when some of those videos were going on. I didn't watch them. You may not believe that. But I don't watch things that people make about me. I find it depressing. Big time. Oh my God. I lost Riley. She got sick. 11 years of loyalty. I am so sorry. My God, that is so sad. But thank God for 11 years of a best friend and someone loyal. I'm sorry. And you guys can all pick on me if you'd like, but I do believe that we reunite. I do believe that, wholeheartedly. Do you know why I believe that? Because every other day I meet somebody who absolutely breaks my soul and my heart, disappointing me as a human being, but I've never met an animal that has done that to me once. I don't care who you believe in or who you pray to, you must believe that animals end up on the good side of the equation when the heart stops beating. I think everybody can agree with that. And if you can't, then I don't want to be your friend. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. But I am sorry. And thoughts and prayers for Riley's human and fond memories of Riley. And it's funny, folks, but fond memories. You know, you lose something like Riley, and you've had 11 fantastic years. Ideally, you don't want to remember the moment at which you lost your loved one. It means a lot to me that you wanted me to know, actually. It really does. But you spend a lot of time and you lose someone. It's a difficult thing. It really is. It's hard. 11 years. I hope that you're going to focus on how fantastic the 11 years that you guys spent together were. I hope that it's not going to be something where that gets lost in the shuffle. I'm sorry. I really am. There's a lot of people that have got a lot of things that and questions that they would like answered about the things that transpired while I have not been here with you and the things that have been said about me. And I'll be really honest with you, much like Riley, I'm doing everything in my power to try to remember somebody that, regardless of how this person decided to end what I had, I really had a pretty good time with that person. And I have some fantastic, fantastic memories with that person, regardless of how they decided to end this. And that's about all I'm going to say about that, right? I know that everybody wants to hear something else. I miss her. I had a lot of fun with her. It's heartbreaking stuff, it really is. And I'm sure that my heartbreak is amusing to a lot of people. And it's entertainment to a lot of others. But a lot of you reached out and have been very, very kind. You know, some of the questions that some of you ask, with all due respect, is my name really Brett Miller? If you had a clue of how many shows I have answered this question on, if you had any idea, if you think this is a breaking story, God bless you. If you go right now to donate to my PayPal, the name Brett Miller will be the name that you are. I never ever claimed that my real name was Tommy Scoville. The fact that me and my brother eat hot things, right? And Scoville, he took the name Scoville because of the pepper stuff. It was a stage name, right? Now, maybe your name is Nancy Meyer, right? But we got a lot of people in here who have names like Solaro Christmas. And when you start a YouTube channel, yeah, that's my name. But it is not a name I use anymore and haven't for a very long time. But if it makes you happy, I mean, I didn't hide it. Go back and watch the 2,000 freaking videos that I've done here, and every question that you've got about me has been answered ad nauseum a couple of dozen times. But for those of you who are kind, and for those of you that have reached out to me, make it make sense, Lisa. I'm not being mean. I'm not. But these questions, I mean, honest to God, that to me, watched forever, I have answered this question on 150. You know, that to just start being upset at the fact that you think I'm faking it, maybe watch some content. I'm not being mean, people, for the love of God. For those of you that care, I'm doing pretty well. I mean, I'm at a stage in my life right now where really exciting things are happening to me. They really are. And there's some heartbreak. And I lost a lot of friends. I also got a different definition of what a friend is than I did before, and that's hard. It really is, that's hard. There's apparently a lot of talk about my drug use. So I take Suboxone, and I don't take it every day anymore, almost every day, but I take so little now that there are days that I skip because I'm down to the sort of the dregs of taking the bottom half of that. And I take gummies to go to sleep. Cannabis is something I also will smoke the little cannabis vape cartridges, right? I don't have a problem with cannabis. To be really honest with you, I don't have a problem with drugs. And we've talked about that from the very beginning, but those are the only ones I'm doing. And as far as me being all right, I'm fantastic. The state that I'm in currently doesn't have dispensaries, which is a bit of a bummer because I don't travel with stuff anymore because I'm paranoid, right? I don't want to break laws. I don't want to cross borders and do all of that stuff. So, and I'm going to be here for a minute, so I'm a little concerned about that. I may experiment with this THCA. I don't know if you guys know what that is. There's a dispensary in this state, even though the state I'm in is not legal to have a dispensary, and they have dispensaries. Shimmy Dubawabi says, THCA. Riley, thank you for being kind and for sharing this with us. That's a very, very cool thing. You heard Scoville when following everything spicy? Well, that's how you tell how hot a pepper is, you see. A pepper is measured by Scoville units. There was a guy named Wilbur Scoville a very long time ago. He came up with a system of how many ounces of water did you have to add to something to where the water no longer, you could taste the heat. So for a habanero, it's like 8,000 or something ounces of water you'd have to add. So that would be 8,000 Scoville units. And the really hot peppers are getting up into the millions or whatever, but they measure it in Scoville units, which is why that started. So THCA is legal in all 50 states. That's what they told me today when I called the local dispensary. But I'm going to be honest with you, Shimmy. And look, if this is going to offend anybody here, I'm talking about chemicals, right? If this is going to offend anybody, just a trigger warning. Because I don't like the nightmare thing. So Shimmy, have you ever done this stuff? Because I did the Delta 9, right? Or is that what it's called? No, Delta 8. I tried that stuff, and that isn't the same substance. I'm really trying to find the stuff that's real. If it's legal in all 50 states, it can't be going bang. He used THCA Admiral. It's a similar effect, but prepared and made differently. You have used it, and it's the same effect. I'm sorry, Tommy Bird. Thank you, Jeremy Fowler. You've used it. I appreciate you. Anniversary of Mom's death this coming week. Hard to believe she's been gone 4 years now. Good Lord, man. Pretty long 4 years, right? Lisa Vining, nice. You know what? Someone just said something that I would really like to talk about. Congratulations, Lisa Vining. That, folks, if you've never seen us before, is called harm reduction. I've started vaping to try to cut back on my 2-pack-a-day habit. It's a slow process, but I'm hoping for the best. Fantastic. Thoughts and prayers going out to you if we can get some ones for Lisa. You know what? Is vaping fantastic for you? I don't know, but you're not lighting anything on fire and breathing it into your lungs. Harm reduction is a really good thing. I need a substance. I need a substance that will help with back pain and sleep, a legal substance. You know what, people? This is why I don't talk about, if you're near any Native American reservations, their gas stations and smoke shops sell it. There's a place, B-Lady, there's a place right near where I am that sells it, right? I looked up dispensaries and I got this place on the phone, but the guy said, well, we're a THCA flower dispensary. I don't know what the hell that is. right? Especially the weed game. That's not one I'm, if I buy anything, I buy the little disposable cartridge things, right? But in Tennessee, I tried the Delta 8 stuff, and I promise you, that's not cannabis. I don't know what Spanky did a show on it, I think. They use a lot of really heavy chemicals to strip the crap out of it, apparently. And I don't want any part of that. I'm with Cutesy. I want a substance that will help with sleep. So yeah, I know I can get the stuff around here. What I'm not trying to do is get Delta 8 or anything even remotely like that. I'm actually asking for your help. Here's the substance that Tommy hasn't done. Search Squat University, how to fix back pain, science-backed steps. Thank you, Shimmy. Hold on, let me take a picture of that. I know that that's stupid, but it's the easiest way that I can do things. Thank you. Sorry, folks. Appreciate your patience. So yeah, and I apologize for the echo, people. I know I'm echoing bad. I literally am sitting in a house that at this point has very little furniture. It's a base of operations kind of for where I'm at working with this company, and I'm pretty damn excited. Laura Lee, good. It is going really well. Delta 8 is more acid than grass. Had a bad trip with it. Jeremy Fowler, this has been my experience. This has been my exact same experience. I tried the Delta 8 product, and it seemed to me to be more like the K2 and the spice trash that the guys in prison cells sprayed on paper or whatever. And you see people get these, almost like a PCP kind of a reaction, where you see people really freaking out, and therein lies my fear. Jay Rambo, thank you. I'm glad that you thought of me. I am, people, I'm not a doctor. I'm a drug addict, right? But I am I'm of the belief that if God makes it, I'm a lot happier than having Huffman LaRoche, right, pharmaceuticals, or maybe the Sackler family making whatever substance I'm taking. Because I assure you that my life would be really different today had the Sacklers not marketed their risk-free pain medication, OxyContin, right? Really changed my life. Misty Ann says, having some carpal tunnel pain. No more typing, but good to see you, Tommy. Misty Ann, please don't type. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I really do. Tommy Bird. My thing is, thank you, Sammy Sue. I appreciate that. Delta 8 made me realize the tinnitus. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Chuck. The synthetic and gnarly stuff. Hope you can find something good. Thank you, Jane Aldridge. I am looking forward to. I'm just going to keep it real, folks. I probably am not going to end up. I'm probably not going to end up trying that stuff tonight. I'm hoping that I'm going to get through this evening without having any issues. But I've been here a couple of days, and I'm not sleeping. So if it doesn't work out tonight, I'm going to go out and I'm going to end up buying it. And finding out what it's all about. It's not something I ever thought I would be doing, but yeah, you know what? Thank you, Kristen Melinda. And Kristen Melinda is probably the person that she works in an industry that understands things like this. But yeah, people, you know what I mean? I'm not a doctor, but I certainly want to get to sleep, and I want to get to sleep without some nightmares. It was really difficult for a long time, especially right out of prison. To find any kind of relief at all from sleep. I'm pretty stoked to get back home. I mean, I'm having a good time here, but I really do need to. I am still enjoying my sobriety journey. Thank you for asking. Look, and just so that nobody misunderstands this, because everyone's having a pretty good time with it. I take THC, right? THC is a part of my life. So is buprenorphine, and I don't apologize for taking either of them. Sorry. Suboxone saved my life, period. Right? And now I'm down to such a small amount of it, it's silly. But and as far as the cannabis products goes, look, I have horrific nightmares. I suffer from, I guess you call it PTSD, but I've seen some shit that I can't unsee, and it makes for very, very ugly. Why not do people who have? Such a great question. Such a great question. Jimmy K says, why in the heck do people who have used drugs have so much pain? And here is the answer. It's a twofold, right? This is a two-punch question. First of all, your receptors get very unhappy when you stop taking the pain medication. So take somebody like me who spends 30 years of their life shooting dope, right? An opiate. When you stop, your receptors are literally raw and screaming for this stuff, right? So what your body does is it creates psychosomatic pain. Now, what's the difference between real pain and psychosomatic pain? The difference is psychosomatic pain has something that, has nothing to cause it. You take your thumb, you whack it with a hammer, and it hurts like hell. The mechanism that caused the pain was the hammer, right? Now, in your brain, your brain can do the same thing chemically and cause your thumb to hurt without that hammer. That would be psychosomatic pain. Now, it won't randomly pick your thumb, right? It's not something that's going to happen. It's going to go to parts of your body that you've injured in the past. So if you had a knee surgery when you were 25, or you broke your back or whatever. Hold on 1 second. So that's the first answer to that question. And the second answer is that very often we lived lifestyles that have caused a great deal of injury, So it's a combination of lifestyle and of what happens inside the brain. I think a combination of the two. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Here we go. How do I know what THC gummies to get for sleep? Well, I'll tell you what I do, QCJ. I live in a state where you can get the stuff legally. So I walk into the dispensary and I say to them, I'm not trying to watch Cheech and Chong's next movie and laugh my ass off. I would like to take this thing and be asleep 30 minutes later. What bag have you got that's going to do that? And she pulls out a product. Now, 10 out of 10 times that product is going to be a strain of stuff called indica, not sativa, because indica knocks you out and sativa doesn't. So it's usually but the product will be made for sleep, and you just have to talk to they call them bud tenders instead of bartenders, but they're usually very, very well educated. Oh, the bee lady said, I'm screwed. I had 21 surgeries and more coming up. God bless you. God bless you. Tommy Bird says, yeah, I've been done apologizing for having those substances in my life as well. About to go to the Sublocade shot soon. Kind of nervous because I ain't really miracle worth. You know what? Here's the deal. This seems to be working for everybody else, Tommy. I've never tried it. Tommy's talking about the Sublocade shot, which is like getting your Suboxone all at once for an entire month. They give you a shot in the stomach. Yeah, no question. Spank Skelton's right. The drugs are also very hard on the body, almost across the board. It's true. Even if your drug of choice was an upper, absolutely. I mean, it may not be caused the same way, but what your body wants to do, right? No matter how you look at this is what you have to think about. If you have ever been addicted to drugs, your brain is now your enemy for the rest of your life. Now, I don't necessarily mean that you're going to hate it, but you're going to have to learn to subdue it. It's like a rabid animal kind of a thing, or a horse that needs to be broken, so to speak. We're always going to have issues after we quit, right? So our brain is going to do whatever it can to make us feel uncomfortable in our own skin, because across the board, what made us drug addicts is when we're uncomfortable in our own skin, we're going to use a chemical, right? We're going to find the chemical to put in our body. If we're uncomfortable, trust and believe there's a chemical that'll make us feel better. So what it's doing, Jamie K, is it is out looking for different kinds of ways that piss you off enough to do drugs. And it's hoping that pain is one of them. Now, I have found for me that a lot of the pain that I complained about throughout my life was caused by psychosomatic pain. Because now that I've been off long enough, I definitely have issues. My back is not in good shape, and I pay for it. But my biggest issue is sleep, and I control sleep with THC. And I'm sorry if that bums anybody out. I hear you, Tommy. Well said. I needed to walk away from my entire life to get clean and sober. I have over a decade of sobriety now. Nice. And I walk away from anything that puts me at risk. Stay on track, Tommy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll tell you something right now. Let's talk about staying on track. Have I been? No. I haven't. I have been wildly, wildly off the rails. And there is no one to blame for that but me. And that's the truth. It's a bummer the way the world found out about it. But, and the way that it was presented is absolute horse feces. But have I been an ace? Have I been a stand-up cat? No. I haven't. I lied to a lot of people. Not for what I'm accused of, by any stretch. But I definitely misled some people. And I did it for reasons, you know what, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter why you mislead somebody. I've misled some people. You know? What's wildly off the rails? Wildly off the rails is when I can't control my emotions. I have talked from the very first day that I started the lifeboat, and I have told people that I'm a guy that can yell the MF word at the top of his lungs. I'm a guy that can get to where I'm screaming and tossing things against the wall, right? I'm not hitting people, I'm not doing anything like that, but I can become a screamer. And normally, it's not at people, it's normally more at myself. But I had a very, very solid program going. And I've talked to you guys on the lifeboat often about what a program is, right? You got a solid program. There are bricks that you put in place, and you repeatedly do the same things over and over again to keep you on track. And there are things like journaling, things like getting up early, making your bed, right? Doing the same things day after day after day so that you try to get a better result. And I was doing that for a really long time. And I still journal, and I'm still doing all of the things that I was doing. I think, and it's going to sound silly as hell, but I think that the amount of true crime that I was covering was probably unhealthy for me personally. You know what? The funny thing about that statement, Jane Aldrich, and I appreciate you saying this, I really do. Hold on one second. I don't owe anybody an apology. I do. There are some people I owe an apology to be honest, there are. And you're one of them. Wharton Fissel is one of them, right? Kristen Melinda's one of them. The people that, all of you, of the 216 of you that are here, the douchebag contingency is probably a handful, right, of the haters that don't miss my shows and haven't for 4 years. But the vast majority of you people here, I do owe an apology to. Because I allowed things to take place on this channel that I told you would never take place on this channel. And for that, I apologize. I haven't made hate videos the way other people have. I haven't done that crap, and I'm not going to. But I absolutely... this was a channel that was about helping people first and foremost. And I have been open and honest that we use content like Diddy because listening to people's, people like my opinion, right? Where is Tommy? Deanna, if I find him, I swear to God, I'm going to let you know where he is. You got my word. I've been looking for the guy for a long time, too. I think that's maybe what I'm getting at. We were on the lifeboat talking about the length of my dick. It's not a direction I ever wanted this boat to get taken. And maybe I wasn't the person that was saying it. And maybe the true crime thing pulled me in a direction that, and I'm always going to cover it. It brings new people into the lifeboat. It really does. I'm going to do a lot less of it. I'm going to do a lot less of it because it's dark. You spend literally 15 hours a day studying things that are just disgusting. And it starts to wear on you a little bit. It really does. And then here's how I'll address this. And I know that there are people who wish that I wouldn't address it, period. But I happen to love this woman still. Probably doesn't make sense to anybody, but I do. And I don't mean that in the sense of the word that I would really love it if she moved in. But I can't love somebody on a Monday and hate them on a Tuesday. I've never been able to pull that off. I really wish I could. That's no joke. I really wish that I could. But we had when it was good, it was so good, it was remarkable. But it wasn't. When it wasn't, it wasn't. And I started this channel saying, I'm not good at this relationship stuff. I'm not, right? I'm bad at it. And that's the truth. And there are some things that I'm good at. And we've done some unbelievable good on this channel. And we will continue to. But I'm going to make some changes here for real, right? I'm not going to apologize for who I am or what I am. The number of you that reached out to tell me I'm not sober because I take THC, you know what you can do? Seriously, you got an idea? I bet you can. I have said from the day that I started this channel, 80% of people that use chemicals use them responsibly. I know that's hard to wrap our brain around because we don't use them responsibly, but 8 out of 10 do. I also believe in harm reduction. So if there's a guy out there snorting 2 grams of blow a day who decides to switch to 3 bong hits, we won the lottery. I'm not going to apologize for any of this stuff anymore. I'm going to talk a lot about harm reduction. A lot about it. Right? Tommy, you need to drive through a few Burger Kings. You look thin. Thank you. That's funny as hell. Here's the deal on the thin. And I know, you know what the word's going to be, right? Tommy's been snorting blow for 3 weeks. I'd like you to go back. I was still with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and I was going through some stuff after I injured my back again, and I said, you know, the best I have felt, and the healthiest I have been, and the least trauma that I have had on my body, I was considerably less than 215 pounds, which is what I got to walking around at. So I'm probably not gonna roll with putting more weight back on. In fact, as I said that day, I'm looking to lose 15 to 20 pounds. I think I got about 4 more to go, and that will get me back to the weight that I don't have any issues with my heart, right? I don't have any of the atrial flutter. And it's a lot easier on my back. I just seem to be much healthier at about 195 pounds. I mean, that's really where I need to live. And believe it or not, the really thin-looking Tommy right now is still above 200. Thank you so much, B-Lady. But I do like Burger King. I do like any fast food, sadly. Tommy, depression equals thin. Thank God you were diverted from that. Well, you know what? It's a hell of a lot easier to diet when you're really upset. I have not watched any of the videos made about me. And most of you have been very kind in not letting me know, the things that... I got a real good idea because of the first night I had somebody call me and really gave me a breakdown. I probably shouldn't have listened as much as I did. But we said here that we were never going to be that channel. So the really funny thing is this, man. Like, you're going to make my reputation worse, right? A lot of people have asked about the book. Let's keep it real. Guess why the book didn't come out? Do a little easy math. Because that book took us up to present and told us exactly where we were with the whole clan. And one of the brothers was wildly in love. Sorry, but I just assumed not put that book out. So we'll discuss that down the line. Clifton Ferguson says, "Lose it from where?" I will put up a picture so that you guys can see me. I'll get down to my boxers and take a photo and post it so you guys can get a look. I promise you, I'm not that thin when you see me without clothes on. The Bee Lady Airplane says she's never going to find another love after what she did. Who on God's green earth would trust her? Remember Burger King? I will remember Burger King. You know what? She absolutely will find another. She will absolutely find another. I promise you she will. I don't know not number one. Not everybody's gonna watch that, or I'm sure if the person doesn't have a YouTube, you know what? I don't know, because there's been a couple in a row. I hope she does. I don't want to. You may not believe this, but I don't want anything bad to happen to that woman. In fact, I would like really great things to happen to that woman. You may not understand that or believe that, but that's from the bottom of my heart. So what was I talking about before I did that? Oh, yeah, I'm going to be doing some more sobriety stuff, but I'm going to tell you something. We're pivoting a little. We're pivoting. Because I've come to believe that harm reduction is the model that is going to save people a hell of a lot more than the abstinence stuff. And I have had one foot in each side of that equation for a long time. And I'm going to tell you why. My hang-up has always been, and I've said this since the very beginning of the boat, I don't want to advise anybody to do anything. I tell people what I do, right? I don't want to talk about the eating gummies and doing the things that I do because I don't want to get anybody busted. I really don't. However, these days I'm just going to say as a little disclaimer, this is definitely live, Deanna. Yeah, I absolutely. I'm pivoting to harm reduction. It's going to be much more of the model. Everybody ought to quit. Everybody ought to quit. But I have realized now, after doing this for 4 years, that a guy that goes from drinking a fifth a day to drinking a 40-ounce Miller, we did something, right? We absolutely did something successful. I'm not going to back away from that anymore. There are so many things out there today that can kill you dead the very first time you try them, that I'm not going to badmouth the stuff that can't kill you anymore. And I'm not going to, especially if you happen to be in a state where it's legal, the only reason that I give a crap about any of that stuff is I don't want to see any of you end up in a pine box, right? And the odds just aren't in your favor. You feel me? If you're visiting some dude to buy an illegal substance 3 times a week or 2 times a week, I mean, you've been doing that 25 years, the day is going to come where you're going to get popped. Yeah, you know, I just don't want people worried. I really don't. Am I the happiest guy in North America? No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm working through some stuff. I am definitely going to be stung with some trust issues in the future, in a big way. And you know, when you catch it blindsided, when you don't know what's coming, when it's literally like just out of left field, you literally pick up the phone to call the person that just destroyed your life because they're the only person that you talk to, right? They're the only person for whom you ever, you know what I mean? Like I keep a pretty tight circle. And normally I would have called her up and said, "Holy crap, you're not going to believe what's happening to me now." So yeah, it's been a rough run, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. It hasn't been a lot of fun. So I had been stepping out of YouTube, right? And I mean, I come and I do this and I leave, and that's not a lot of fun. believe it or not. It's a hell of a lot easier on your psyche. But I love Tommy Bird. He'll have no fury. Good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. You look fantastic, by the way. I'm happy to be back. I really am. I'm happy as hell to be back. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to be able to be putting up the amount of content that I was putting up before I took the break. And the reason is because every day I'm reading stuff and reading stuff into a microphone. Here's the good news. Charlie effing Mullins, you rock star. You know what, man? You know what happens every time somebody decides that I'm an ass? Huh? They go after the people that care about me. Charlie Mullins, if I ever win the lottery, you're worth it, man. You really are one of the greats. He says, hello, Johnny. Kristen, the bee lady. I'm glad that you are here, brother. I really am. It's always a pleasure to see you. And 20, how many months? Good God, you should get hazardous duty pay or something at 25 months, shouldn't you? I mean, for real. You know what? Thank you. It's a very, very kind thing to say. The rage you have, which you have been very honest about, reminds me of myself. You've never denied who you are. Yes and no. Yes and no. I'll tell you what, this is one of the reasons that I'm saying there's going to be a bit of a pivot. I'll tell you something right now. I don't rage if I'm taking a gummy. And I don't mean to go to sleep. If I take a gummy during the day, if I take a small 5 milligram gummy or whatever during the day, I'm not walking around feeling cooked, but I tend to not rage. The sad thing is this, and this is the gospel truth. Someone said earlier she's never going to find another guy. I hope she does. But the truth instead is, I'm never going to find another woman. Because how do you trust again after that? I can't tell you the story. I'm not going to get into any of the stuff. I'm not. But just pretend that maybe you don't have the whole story. And I assure you, just knowing, that it's not, how do you ever put your trust in somebody again and tell them, your deepest, darkest secrets, or things that, that was the first person that I ever told about what happened to me as a child. Right? It was, anyway, those people, unfortunately, sometimes know they can push your buttons. And they know just how to get you raging. Right? And I'm a person that I'll end up raging. I'm not going to hurt anybody, but I'll end up screaming. And now it's like, when will I hear that again later? It is what it is. And you know what? I'm really trying to talk about pivoting and moving forward. I really am. And that's really what we're doing. This is a great chat. It's a great group of people, and it always has been. But I'm going to tell you something. If I don't freaking sleep tonight, man, I'm in a bad place. Right? I appreciate you, Wharton Fissel. I really do. I'm not asking anyone to. I'm not asking anybody to judge anybody. And you know something? If anyone here is judging anybody, it's not really what we're known for. You know what I'm saying? It's not really what we're known for. R.M. Blake, good to see you. Glad that you're here. I don't want anybody's heart to hurt. Honestly, I'd like to tell you something, man. That's right, B. Hendricks. You dust yourself off, you get up, you try again. This should be right now the most exciting time in my life. I am not trying to be gauche or anything like that, but I have shared with you people all of the sort of the deepest, darkest secrets. Hold on one second. Sorry. I'm not looking to get any more sober than I am today. With all due respect. I'm not trying to get any more sober than I am today. I take buprenorphine, and I take cannabis, and I have no desire to get off of either of them. I don't. Both serve a very important purpose in my life. I would like to, if at all possible, maybe someday be completely off of buprenorphine, and I think that there's a chance of that. But I'm not too concerned about the gummies and stuff. I've never really considered that stuff I mean, honestly, I've never really considered that stuff in the same class as the other substances. You want a quick history lesson on cannabis? You know why it's illegal? It was illegal because hemp competed with polyester. They had this cool new stuff called polyester, right? And the people that had it wanted to make sure that they could make a ton of money making things like tires, because cars were a big deal, right? Prior to that, tires, ropes, everything, right? The textile of choice was hemp. So they made a plant illegal under the Narcotic Act, which says that it has to be life-threatening in overdose quantities, and it has to be physically habit-forming. Neither of those things apply to it. You know what, Rosemarie Vecchio, I appreciate you. I really do. But you know something? I get it. I really do, I get it. And you know something? I get emails from people that celebrate watching her numbers fall. I don't take any joy in that. You may not believe that. But if you've ever had a channel to see your numbers fall, it stings. It means that a lot of people have decided they don't like you. I don't take joy in seeing that happen to anybody. I shouldn't say that. There's been a few times. There have been a few times that I may have taken a laugh or two, but I'm certainly not at that. Rock Bandy says, the study that they did in the 70s to prove it caused cancer proved the opposite, but they don't want people growing their own medicine. That, my friend, is a fact. Wow. This is why did I pretend to be a prison guard? The cash was incredible, and it got me all kinds of leg. I don't have any idea what that was, but thanks for the $1.99. Good looking out. Honestly, I don't know what that was. Hey, Sandy Wendy, it's good to be back. It really is. And you know, first and foremost, I just wanted everybody to know that I'm not, I'm not dead. You know what I'm saying? That I'm no longer, a lot of rumors about me. I wanted everyone to know that I'm all right. I might look like I need a cheeseburger or two, but not for nothing. You should see me with my shirt off. I'm pretty damn happy with the where I'm at today, folks. Got the abs back. Pretty fired up about that. And not because I'm back on the market, but because I want my back to be, the less weight that I'm carrying around, the easier it is on every part of my body, right? It's just, that's me, my stuff. Trauma can become terminal at any time. If it hadn't started journaling like my life depended on it, the right medical help would have been impossible to get. I believe that, Hill. I absolutely believe that. And I'll tell you something, if you've ever done any therapy, if you've ever gone down that road, walk into your therapist with your friggin' journal in your hand and watch how much more you get out of going to therapy. I mean, now you're really working. Now you're peeling the onion and talking about things that are kind of deep, man. You know, that's kind of that's huge. It really is. And oddly enough, Hill, that has been that's what's gotten me through the last 2 weeks more than anything else. I have been writing my ass off. I'll tell you what, a lot of epiphanies, man. A lot of epiphanies. Ooh, Brock Bendy, that sounds good. Tommy, just take a little melatonin to get some rest. You know what? I have done the melatonin thing. I don't have a problem getting to sleep. So I should probably explain this better. Like, I could walk off right now because we've been working our butts off. These have been long days, man. We're doing some 14 and 15-hour recording days. I could walk off right now, lay down, and be asleep in 10 seconds. That's not the issue, and that's not why I take this stuff. I take the stuff because I get these really horrific nightmares if I don't. And I went to a lot of psychiatrists and a lot of psychologists and a lot of people, and I talked to a lot of homeopathic people that said, man, get yourself a good indica gummy, something really stiff, 35 milligrams or something. It should knock you out, and it should keep the brain waves, to where you shouldn't have to deal with that. And I said, well, I run the lifeboat. I'm not shitting you. For about a year, that really kept me from even trying it. Because people judge you. And you know what? Now I've been judged to Boston and back, and I mean, I'm not admitting that. I've been telling you guys for a long time now I'm on the gummies. I came clean on that right as I started trying them. I said, I'm going to start them now. I was having real serious issues with the nightmares. And it keeps them under control. Beautifully, by the way. Just when I was going to spring for some spray-on abs. If I had known they were spray-on abs. Yeah, if the spray-on thing was an option, I think I probably would have gone with it. Sorry, folks, I know I'm slow tonight, but I have not been in the chat in weeks. I haven't said hi to anyone in a long time. Janet McClure, good to see you. Arabian Bard, what's happening, Arwa? Glad that you're here. Truly. So, to recap. All right, so I'm on the road, and I'm not telling you where I'm at. Those days are over, honestly. When I'm home or whatever, we flew, and people freaked out. I got all of these emails because I was supposedly heading south. I assure you, the direction I headed was not south. But I'm going to be on the road for probably about another 7 days. My throat kept me a little out of commission today, so it may be more than that. Hopefully everything goes well. If somebody cares about a gummy, what was that? Let's get that back up there. Oh, you'd be shocked what they care about. You would be shocked about what they care about. If someone cares about a gummy, they need some self-flipping problems to worry about. Just idiotic. Well, a lot of people, here's the thing. People like to call this a sobriety channel, right? Honestly, if I could have done it all over again, I think I would have called it harm reduction. I really would have. But at the time, I didn't believe in it. And at the time, there was a lot of crap I didn't believe in, right? My mind has changed so much. I read all of those books in prison, right? And studied all of that crap. And all of that knowledge is friggin' fantastic. And then you can toss it the hell out when you get out and start talking to people. And all of the things that you talk about, you start finding out that this isn't, it's not as cut and dry as any of that. And for some people, I mean, as long as we're always moving in the right direction, I'm drinking a fifth a day, Tommy. Could you cut down to 31 shots, right? That's 32 shots a day. Could you cut down to 31? That seems feasible. I'm guessing your body probably couldn't tell the difference between 30 and 31. Right? Maybe you could get down to 30. And this may sound freaking ridiculous, but we got people on the boat that got sober that way. The distance between harm reduction and full sobriety ain't as far as you think it is. The difference is this. If we go that full sobriety route, and if you do it, great. But if you force it on every single individual that tries, what happens every single time there's a stumble? F it. Right? F it. I already lost. Right? I already screwed up. Hell, I drank a half a glass of wine. I already relapsed. May as well call the crack dealer. Because it's all or nothing, right? That's a stupid mindset. I'll tell you what else is a stupid mindset. If you're all in, if you say straight up, I am never, ever going to use again, As long as I live, I'm never going to use again. And you're a year in and you stumble and you go, oh, I effed up, right? I'm on day 1. No, you're on day 367, right? And 366 of them you didn't use. That's a way better way to look at it, isn't it? Because that person will throw out all of the work they did for that year because of the one screw up, and they'll let that screw up last them for 10 more years before they decide to try again. If we start looking at these things in a little less rigid way, the idea is to try to save people's lives, and instead we become intolerable dickheads who give anybody crap for sniffing alcohol or doing any number of anything else. Look, man, if you're trading one for the other and it's a good trade, I'm not here to give you any crap about it. I want you moving in the right direction. I want me moving in the right direction. If you just got here, I'm sorry. Sorry for everything that I let happen to me and the channel. I am. And I don't just mean the blow up and the drama and all of that stuff. You get lazy. And I'm not, everyone will go, oh, we needed a break. That's not what I mean. Because I can take a break. You guys are cool as hell. You get lazy. You get to the point where, look, Diddy stuff's fun. It really is. But the meaningful work that we do on the boat requires an interaction between me and the crowd. It does. It's me answering questions. It's me interacting. And that is something that I got away from. And tell you what, it was my idea to get away from it. Right? It was my idea to do that. But somebody else sure as hell helped me with that idea. Right? That's my fault, I did it. But boy, oh boy, do I feel like I got led to do it. And I like this channel. Yeah, Thomas Dobson, I'm not going to be making any comments about anybody that falls into the category of people that I would categorize as a content creator. Whatever he's out there doing or saying would be on him. If that's your boy, it's okay. I got nothing bad to say about him either. In fact, I just recently mailed him a birthday gift. People talk about trust.
You're 10 miles behind.
Apparently, I'm frozen up, apparently. Whine a little bit more. Let me tell you something. I am making some arrangements currently so that we can get those up, put back up, or more put up. I didn't read any of those into you. Although that was my voice, I was not reading that. That was Casper that made those. I read my voice into a device for Casper, and then he took my voice and he made my voice read the Alice in Wonderland. He was going to do all of it. He was going to do chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, all of that. And he was going to do that all the way down the line. We don't work together anymore, but I am going to be, the people that I'm working with on this project actually do a hell of a lot of that kind of stuff. So I should think that won't be a problem. I should think that we should be able to get those up. That shouldn't be a problem. Let's see here. I was on Suboxone and then Subutex until I finally moved myself off a little at a time. It was not easy. I had been a nurse working in substance abuse facility, helping people with addictions for 35 years. God bless you. 35 years in that line of work. Oh my God, you're a saint. For real. That is, that's pretty wild. That really, really is pretty wild. Yeah, we will absolutely be covering the Diddy trial. I am going to be covering the Diddy trial. What I will not be doing is commenting on every single Diddy case that goes from this point forward, right? any of the stuff that, I mean, as far as the legal aspect of it, as far as the stuff that they're going to be prosecuting, yeah, I'm going to cover that stuff. So on the other side, I'm not going to be reading out every single one of those. It's not, it's dark, for lack of a better way to put it. You know what I'm saying? It's dark. And it takes me in a direction that, that I don't think is particularly healthy, if you follow what I'm saying. It's, hey Juan, if you'd like an apology for what you just asked for one, I'd suggest you find it somewhere other than here. I intend to get back to doing what we do. I'm definitely going to cover the big stuff in the Diddy trial. I may stop in and talk a little about Blake Lively, just because every once in a while there is a woman that comes along that is so evil that all that person wants to do is destroy somebody, rip them apart, and see them left bleeding for dead. And when you see that person get the justice that they've got coming, it's one of the sweetest things on planet Earth, is it not? Huh? The overflow room for the Diddy trial, B-Lady, they have not yet announced where that is going to be. But I promise it's a second I know where that is, I will let you know. Please do not team up with Jaguar wrong. Hey, here's the deal on Jaguar. I have, you know, it's funny. I've been fairly consistent on this one from the start too. If there's been 7 days of Jag drama I have not been privy to. People, when I tell you that I have not been on the internet, I literally have not been on the internet. I absolutely am going to be continuing my series on the Mormon Church. Yes. Debbie, I promise I will be... oh, I thought that said Huntsman for a second. I was going to go, oh, I know where you want. Yeah, thank you. That's a very kind thing to say. I really appreciate that. It's a very kind thing to say, Debbie. Thank you. Yeah, I really want to talk about the rest of the Mormon Church deep dive, to be sure. That's something that I really, really found fascinating. She is Susan Lucci evil? Who just said that? Thank you again, Debbie. I really appreciate that. It's true. Susan Lucci is evil. Jeremy Shelton. I should have known. Shelton, good to see you, my brother. Always glad to have you here. That is awesome, man. Thank you. I know it's an AI tool. Okay, wind it a little bit more. Yeah. Hopefully the new chapters when we get them up might be a little bit better. Not busting on the work that he did. I just think that every day the technology gets better, and the people that I'm working with now, this is kind of their line of work. It's kind of what they do specifically. I will be doing true crime, fear not, I promise. There's some cases, certain cases in general that have really caught my attention. Straight up, I'll tell you the one that really has me is the Maddie Soto, the Madeline Soto case is one that really, really is just, I'd like to be down there for that trial for both of them. But I'm going to be at the Diddy trial, people. I told you I would be there and that I would bring the Diddy trial to you. So you have my word. Thank you, I love my job. I worked with celebrity and famous sports figures. Addiction, yeah, you're right. Addiction knows no, the one thing you'll say about addiction is it's not prejudice, right? I mean, addiction has no problem whatsoever enslaving any single person. Doesn't matter whether you're young or old or white or black or anything else. No, it's definitely there for you, man. It is definitely there for you. Buddhist beer. Much love to you too. Glad you're here. Hey, Kay. I'm glad that you found this place too, man. I'm glad that you found this place. So people, make no mistake. Like I said, I'm on the road and I'm working, and the work that we do right now requires just me doing exactly what I'm doing now, except nobody gets to watch. It's a lot of talking into microphones. and things like that. I'm hoping to be done within about a week. And when I get home, I am absolutely going to be coming back on here. You know, a lot of talk about canceling me. I am what I am, people. I've never claimed to be a saint. I'm sorry for one person in particular who's on the lifeboat who got hurt. I'm horrifically sorry for that person, because they didn't have that coming. Collateral damage, because people don't give a crap sometimes. And I'm pretty sorry for one other person involved in this who's nothing but a pawn. And that's a really sad thing. It really is. All right, people. Do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat for me, because I'm going to risk it tonight. I'm going to try to go to sleep without anything on. I'm going to try to just go to sleep without a gummy and hope that this works out. And if not, I'm going to go out tomorrow and buy some of that TCA flour, and then I'm going to yell at anybody that lied to me if it's not exactly what they say it is. All right, people, between now and the next time I see you, hold on 1 second. I missed that, and I want to see it now. See that? I'm out of practice, people. I can't even end the show. Hey, I would like your insights, and I would like you to share your second-gen story, right? You know who I'm talking to? You just said that in the comment. Please send me an email, Hill, please. TommyScoville@gmail.com. I would love to have you on to talk about that. I think that would be a fascinating, fascinating interview. Please do reach out to me. That would mean the world to me, all right? Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. It's been fantastic seeing all of you. Hey, to all of my wonderful mods who have been lazy as hell for the last 2 weeks, haven't had to do a damn thing. Well, Tommy hasn't been around. I'm kidding, people. My mods have probably had to block about 4,000 folks. I do appreciate you guys. You're the best mods in the game. I love you guys. I really do. So, all right, everybody. We'll see you on the next one, man. Bye-bye.